I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Hey, everybody.
Did you hear that? My stomach. Oh, my God.
No. Are you hungry? You're hungry.
Well, I didn't think that I was, but I mean, that grumble was out of control.
I didn't hear it.
Okay,
I totally
good.
didn't hear you guys. Did you
Wow.
hear her stomach saying, "Come on, feed me, lady"? You need to take care of that. You need to get on that.
Yes, I do.
All
Good
right,
morning.
you guys. Today is election day. Very, very excited. It is election day. We're here. We made it. We made it, you guys. Coming up on today's show, that we're talking about that it's election day. Also, Elon and Rogan sitting in a tree.
Mhm.
Megyn at Trump's rally. Oh my God, it was so great. Early predictions. We're going to be talking about early predictions all over the place. And Liz Cheney gets love assaulted on The View.
It was
all
pretty
that.
gross.
And so much more. You can check us out on all of our socials, all the places. Click subscribe to this podcast if you haven't done that already. chicksontheright.com/links. Do it. Do
it. Thank you to the Great Gatsby, who says, was nervous until I responded to post from Dem strategist who said Biden called him. Okay, hang on. Help. I responded to post from
Democrat strategist who said Biden called him from a number that ended in 0000. I said, interesting. The number matches Biden and the VP IQ, which is 0. The responses are from many panicked people.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. The IQ is 0.
That was a tough one to get through. You know what? Just can we just right out of the gate before we do anything else? Can we talk about this amazing product, which is exactly that. It's Ruff Greens, and it is a green nutritional supplement, a health powder that brings your dog food to life. Because the dry kibble, that's just dead dog food. This green powder that you just sprinkle on top or below, wherever you want to sprinkle it, is a perfect nutritional supplement for your dogs. And now it is made for cats as well in the form of Meow Greens. So we have Ruff Greens and Meow Greens, all thanks to the brainchild that is naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who has put together this packet, which has all kinds of amazing vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, and digestive enzymes that help your pets stay healthy and live their longest, bestest lives. And so it's very exciting that they have the Meow Greens. I know a lot of our audience have been waiting for a nutritional supplement for their kitty cats, just like we've been having for our doggos. And so now you can have either, and you can try it for free. A bag this size, a trial size bag, is free when you go to ruffchicks.com, RUFF You can try it for free. Your dogs and cats will thank you for it. I mean, not like in English, but they will thank you in ways.
Yes, they will. In love.
In love.
Thank you in love.
That's right. So it is ruffchicks.com. And then you can select whether you want the Ruff Greens or the Meow Greens when you get to ruffchicks.com. Check it out, you guys. Also, we need to thank Maria Poland, who said, sending you a little something because I can't watch tomorrow as I will be working the polls for my first time ever. Look at you guys being a good influence. Get out and vote, people. Have a great day, ladies.
Love it. Thank you.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. It is election day. So if you've already voted, great. There's no reason to stress out. You just need to, you've done your part. You've done your part. The only thing left for you to do, if you have already voted, is to, if you know somebody who hasn't, to convince that person, to drag them there to the polls yourself if you need to. That's the only thing there is left to do.
And pray.
Right. You can also do that.
Yeah, you can do that because
I have been all over the place, man. I have been like super optimistic in one moment and then super pessimistic in the next. And that is because all of the polls are all over the place. All of the chatter is all over the place. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that we're going to know tonight.
I don't know.
Don't know.
It's out of my hands at this point. I did my part.
That's right. That's right. Elon, and we've got a lot to get to on Elon because he had another visit on the Joe Rogan show yesterday, but we've got a lot to get to about Elon because of how people feel about Elon. Look at this idiot, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who wrote, if Harris wins, fairly high on the agenda should be finding new federal contractors so that SpaceX and Starlink are shown the door.
God, these people, I swear, they have no idea. They just don't know. And I love David's response.
Yeah. I mean, so he says if it wasn't for SpaceX, the US would still have 2 astronauts stranded on the space station left to die. If it wasn't for Starlink, flood victims would have been left without communication. Democrats want to cancel them anyway. As political retaliation, they are vindictive.
They feel the same way. They feel the same way about Trump. It's like, listen, not electing Trump because of your hatred and your extreme TDS doesn't make Kamala qualified. Right. It just doesn't. You know, I mean, they're going to do that. They're going to go to the polls and they're going to be like, oh my God, Kamala. She's not qualified just because you hate this guy so much.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way.
I mean, and this is so like masochistic in a way. You know what I mean?
Totally. So is electing Kamala.
God,
these people, there's mental decay there. And they hate this guy. They loved him years ago before he put like an R after his name or before he pledged his allegiance to being, somewhat conservative because he's smart, but now they're like, oh my God, we can't have him be anywhere in our country. We can't have him do anything. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Yeah.
There's a big question about, I mean, I know your husband asked you, my husband asked me, what is your plan for watching tonight? And so I'm going to bed because I don't think we're going to know. And I feel like if I just get up at 3 o'clock in the morning instead of 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll be in a much better position to
Me too.
I'd rather sleep and then get rested before the chaos begins.
Yeah. Get like 5 hours of sleep, get up at like 3 and then see if, like you were saying this morning in pre-show, you're like, see if an EMP's hit,
Well, right. Like if you were China and you wanted to sow the most chaos possible, wouldn't you like strike today? And like the power goes out, all the Dominion machines are out, you can't vote. Can you imagine the chaos that would ensue?
I don't want to imagine that, but yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like a harbinger of doom.
I can, but I don't want to. You have been afraid of EMPs since we started doing this like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. You've been petrified of that. That's like her biggest fear, you guys. Yeah. I'm most afraid of heights and mediocrity. She's afraid of EMPs. I
mean, I am legit scared of that. And so this is why I said all last week that like this past weekend was going to be the last normal weekend. And so I'm ready for anything. Like at this point, I'm just like, well, it's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do, but man, it sure seems like the water is warm for something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's why I'm planning on trying to live as normal of a life as possible, which means going to bed at a decent hour and then just waking up early since I am anyway, because of freaking daylight savings time.
I know, right? I know. Who likes daylight savings time? Raise your hand and then promptly punch yourself in the face.
Right? Oh my God. Now, if you are, if you're thinking about like flipping channels, looking at different channels to watch the coverage, here's an interesting new thing that's happening. And that is that Amazon is going to have a show. So they're going to be airing its first ever live news show with Brian freaking Williams.
Oh my God.
As the host. So
I cannot.
They're going up against Fox, CNN, all the players, and they're teaming up with Reuters to call states in real time.
Brian Williams. He's going to be like, I ran for president once. You guys, yeah, I did. Oh my God, this guy, I cannot. They chose him out of everybody they could choose. They chose that guy. Come on,
Amazing.
Amazon. Wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But if you're looking for an alternative news source, there's a new one for you.
Okay. God.
So there's that. Also, one of the things that could be a factor in voting today, of course, as always, is the weather. And unfortunately, bad weather is expected in Wisconsin and Michigan today.
It's always expected in Wisconsin and Michigan, isn't it? I feel like those people are used to it. Like you guys are used to bad weather because you live there. And that's where bad weather resides. You know?
I mean, I hope it doesn't deter people. Don't let it. This is too important. So if you're in one of those states and you're like, oh, look, it doesn't matter. Take an umbrella and get your butt to the polls.
Right.
Go.
Julia said it's winter. It's basically winter in Wisconsin and Michigan. Like it's winter for like 6 months there, isn't it? Yeah, get over it. Go vote.
Also, preparations are taking place all over the country in the event of chaos, which this is not something that is going to happen if it's a Harris win, right? Like when DC starts boarding up everything, it's because they're nervous about Trump winning, because you don't have to worry about this crap when it comes to the other side.
It's so true. Yep. It's not us. We're not destructive. It's not us.
It's not. So that's happening in cities all over the place. And then I just like this meme. So it's 2024. We've got record inflation, record gas prices, record tax prices, record food prices, record crime rates, record energy prices, housing prices, wage disparity, money spent on illegals, and you're waiting in line to vote Democrat again.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
listen,
a line of clowns.
At least they'll have abortion.
Woo! Killing babies!
I want to kill all the babies. I'm a Democrat. Woo! Lady parts. Idiots.
Also not related to elections, but related to many conversations that we've had. Remember this guy, the Algerian boxer?
Yes, because Spencer thinks he looks like him. Our digital guy Spencer is like, I look like.
Well, the guy said it. I said it, and then he was like, I kind of do.
The guy who does the voice at the end of our show. He thinks, or we think he looks a little. I don't really think he looks like that guy though.
Well, that picture is terrible. In other pictures, there has been a resemblance.
There's a resemblance. Yeah. Okay.
And even Spencer acknowledged it. He was like, "Well, yeah, I kind of
do like it. I look like an Algerian boxer." Yeah.
But according to Redux, it is confirmed this is a dude. And so for all of the people that were like, "No, I mean, it's
really a woman. It's a woman."
No,
it's a dude. Yeah,
it's a dude. So just
Spencer's actually sounding up.
Bed?
Spencer's in the comments sounding off right now.
Is he really?
He is. Yeah, he is. I love it so much. Anyway, yeah.
Also, yes, I do see him there.
Hey,
everybody say hi to Spencer.
Everybody say hi. Yeah.
Also, this has nothing to do with anything either, but remember how I've been saying in sort of a joking way, but also sort of not, that maybe women should never have been given the right to vote?
Yes. She jokingly says that all the time.
Because I'm telling you right now, if Kamala wins, it will be because of women. It will be because of women.
Of white suburban women, like who are all like, oh my God, I can't wait to wait in the artisanal bread line. I can't wait. Abortion. Woo! Yeah.
This is a headline I saw yesterday that I was just like, once again, this is why are women the way that we are? And
I don't know.
This was the headline. My doctor asked if I wanted to keep my IUD of 9 years to wear as jewelry because, as it turns out, this is a trend.
Oh, come on. Just stop it. God, women, just stop.
What is happening, you guys? Why would anyone want to keep this?
Oh my God, it's surrounded by pink flowers. It's so artsy. Hey, let's sell it on Etsy. I have an Etsy shop and I make art out of your IUD. It's $39.95. Venmo me. I can't with these women. I can't.
I don't know what's happening.
I know. She probably makes tampon art too, you know?
Oh my God.
Stop it. Just stop. You make us look like idiots. Stop.
As you know, since this is election day, it is a very stressful time. It's a very tumultuous time. It's a time where people feel on edge.
They do.
And if you're worried, if you're worried about your financial future, you should be. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm trying.
You're in
not to
danger,
be-
girl.
Right. I don't want to be the harbinger of doom. I just want you to be safe. And one of the ways that you can protect yourselves and your future retirement plans is to make sure that your portfolios are diversified. And most times, that includes precious metals and namely gold. And we have the best people ever, sponsors of the show at Birch Gold, who can provide you with the information that you need to make really good decisions about adding gold or other precious metals into your retirement portfolio. Did you know that you can diversify an old IRA or an old 401k into gold for no money out of pocket whatsoever? They make it so easy. But the best thing that they do is they inform you about why this is so important. And to get this information for absolutely free, all you have to do is text the word chicks to 989898. It's so easy. And then they give you this mound of information that sounds daunting, but is super easy to understand, even for people who are like financially illiterate like me. I promise you, it is super easy to understand. Get the information, and then there's no obligation. You don't have to do anything with it. If you decide, you read through it and you think, I just still don't know, it's fine. At least you have the information. Just text the word chicks to 989898. All right. One more quick note obviously we'll be talking about the election throughout the show, but one more quick note about the election, because I saw a TikTok yesterday of a woman who had thought she had voted, and then something told her to check her voting status, like her ballot status on her state's website, and it showed that her ballot was not returned.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So as if we're already not stressed out enough, I encourage you, if you have already voted, just double check. It's so easy. I know here in Indiana, you just go to the it's very easy. You can literally Google check my ballot status, and then it'll take you to, whatever your state is. It's very easy to check. And if you've already voted, your status should say that your ballot has been returned, and you can at least get confirmation of that. Please just do that as a double check, because if there's a problem, then on election day, you've still got time to sort it out.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm trying not to worry people, but I saw that and I was like, oh my, I didn't even think about that. So just double check. Okay.
Yes. Everybody do that. Make sure that you do that.
For real. Cause it's worth it. And it's
That's
important.
Whack.
I know. All right. Moving on. Let's get this out of the way, because I know everybody hates Liz Cheney.
Yeah,
so
totally.
But we do have to mention her appearance on The View yesterday. It was nauseating.
The worst.
Oh my God.
I was raging. I was raging over this yesterday. I found myself in a rage watching her. I cannot stand this woman. I can't believe that she's actually produced children with a man. There is a man who's a decent looking man.
Yeah, we looked him up.
Who has had relations with her a couple times, at least.
I think at least
three or four. And and she's a mother, and anyway,
somebody's saying, so why are you showing us? Because this is our job.
Right.
We're not going to shield you from things that are hard to watch. That would be irresponsible.
Right. And the things that are being floated in this clip, she loves it. She loves the things that are being floated because she loves power. The Cheneys, what a disappointment. you know?
I had 4 or 5 clips, and I was like, I can't do that to the audience. I can't. So just 2, and they're not long. The first one is her response to all the talk, and Trump specifically calling her a war hawk, which she is.
She is.
And so for her to act like, oh my God, I can't believe he's threatening my life. Give me a freaking break, Liz.
He's not.
I mean,
that.
Look, he's said this nonsense about sort of, war hawk before.
You are.
But what he did a couple of days ago, he's never done before. Taking the step of saying, 9 rifles shooting her in the face.
Oh
and
God.
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows it's a threat. It's an attempt to intimidate.
Yeah.
Obviously, the intimidation won't work. But what he's doing, frankly, is every day when I'm out there, I'm talking about his lack of fitness and especially making sure people remember what he did while he watched television as our Capitol was attacked.
God, she is such a liar. It's just unbelievable how much she lies and how she's so willing. She is such a statist. She is such an establishment hack. She stands for nothing. And the fact that she is supporting Kamala, she is supporting a commie, a Marxist. It tells you everything. Yeah, she's miserable.
Oh, she's such an Eeyore. I always call her Eeyore because she's always so droopy, sad looking. You know what I mean? Joyless.
Absolutely joyless.
Okay, there you are. You froze.
Was I frozen? It was probably her in a black helicopter over my house.
Probably so.
Was it Liz? Is it you, Liz? Yeah. Good.
All right, one more, and then we're done with her. I promise. But this was what Daisy was referring to because the way that these women on The View fawn over her is just so nauseating. These women, by the way, just a couple of years ago would have called her a war hawk. Okay,
right.
These are the same women that would have said the same things that we're saying about her now. And now Whoopi, because she never quite understands how people get jobs the way that they do. Again, this is a woman who thought Jill Biden should be the Surgeon General.
Right.
She's now decided about the perfect position for Liz.
I have a question. Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah. I am.
So you could conceivably be a great AG if this was...
I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. Oh, yeah, I would.
I say this because your moral core is magnificent. Wow. And I know you probably don't want it, you don't want to think about it, but
she's thinking about it.
Feel like I would feel a lot better
Would you?
with you leading
you would.
The FBI, the CIA, the NBC.
Look at her face.
Everybody.
He's like, wow.
So I'm just saying, should it be floated? Please think about it.
And under the radar, we have to get Vice President Harris elected. Really like.
Well, you know, I'm being.
You're putting it out there in the universe.
I'm putting it in the universe because that's how we do things. Go ahead.
Establishment hack. That whole clip just made me shudder.
Right?
You know?
Well, and if that doesn't get people out to the polls, thinking of Liz Cheney leading one of the intelligence agencies? Are you kidding me?
Getting near them. Oh my God. Keep that woman away. I cannot. It's just, that is terrifying to think about. And the fact that she is just like, I would. I'd love to be in charge of the FBI and the CIA. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Oh my God, it'd be fun. No.
And you know, deals have been talked about. That's why she's campaigning with her.
Oh my God, you know it. Yeah, she'll be in charge of something. I mean, Secretary of Defense, something. Catastrophic. Yeah. Absolutely catastrophic.
Not good at all.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to some other media deliciousness because there was some crazy stuff that happened with the media yesterday.
Or
one
crazy
of which
shit, whatever.
Was Nicolle Wallace was doing her show on MSNBC when it was reported that JD Vance was at a rally calling Kamala trash. Think what you want about JD calling her trash, but the reaction that Nicolle had to this was so over the top that I legit LOL'd when I saw this. Behold.
About 25 minutes ago. I haven't seen this yet. Let's play this.
In 2 days, we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C., and the trash's name is Kamala Harris.
Oh, my God. Can I see that again? Can we play that again?
Yeah.
In 2 days, we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C., and the trash's name is Kamala Harris.
Forgive me one more time.
Oh, my God. Are you serious with this?
In 2 days, we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C., and the trash's name is Kamala Harris.
In my humble view, lights out. Women, you can disagree with us. We've actually learned to take it for our whole careers all the time in every forum. But
Really?
you call us trash? Oh, J.D. Vance, you just effed up in a way that I've never seen in my political life. And I worked for Sarah Palin. I mean, what just happened?
Really? What happened, Mark Cuban? I mean, we were just talking about this like 3 days ago. How he called us all unintelligent, and we like seriously, we're basically weak. Shut up with clutching your pearls. And seriously, anybody who aligns herself with like Cardi B and J-Lo and all of these other trashy celebrities, you're trash.
Yeah, you kind of lose the right to say anybody else is trash when that's who you're bringing to your rallies.
When those people are standing up for you. Yeah, that's classless.
That was just amazing. Another amazing moment was with Jessica Tarlov and Jesse Waters. Just when they fight, they're so, you know what I mean? Like they just dig at each other.
They hate each other.
Oh my God. But I love how much they hate each other. So it's kind of a joy to watch.
That is fun.
Judge Janine kicks off this little convo.
All right, Jessica, you know, she keeps saying we aren't going back. We aren't going back, except Americans and thinking and looking back. Remember, things were better 5-6 years ago, and they also think the country's going the wrong direction. But she really does want to look back because she wants to go back to Roe versus Wade. How's that for
a lot of people want to go back to those protections, and that might be the Republicans' undoing tomorrow when people go to the polls. Jesse.
It could be. What do I know?
Very little.
Wow. Right into that one.
Totally. Open door.
Just like your border policy. Ooh, walked right back into that one.
I feel like I'm on an episode of Friends.
Yeah. Jumping back.
Saquon. Got her.
Okay.
God, they hate each other. It's just so fun to watch.
I mean, I know that, like, I saw on Twitter, I don't know, a month ago or so, where the entire cast, I think Jesse included, were rushing to her defense because there was like this giant call, as there always is. People were like, get her off the show. We hate her. We tune out whenever she's on. And all of them were like, she's so lovely. She's like the best person ever. They're like so tight off the air. It's
really,
just they were all trying to say it. Even Janice Dean, who is like a bottle of sunshine, you know, the happiest, joy-filled person on there. She adores Jessica Tarlov.
Really? I would be like, I'd have a picture of her in my office and I'd throw darts at it.
I know.
That's how I would be.
She's an insufferable person.
I feel like they probably have to say, some of them, maybe not all of them feel that way, but probably some of them have to say that because you got to have like tit for tat on those shows. It's kind of like when you and I were in radio, they used to tell us to fight. Remember?
Right.
Because they would seriously, you guys, they would tell Mock and I to fight because it's better for ratings. You know, people like that. People like the back and forth and the
drama.
Right. And we didn't really do that because it's kind of hard for us to do that. But it's because it's not genuine, you know, because we genuinely love each other. But they used to want us to do that, which is why they probably are like, oh no, she's great. We love her. Okay.
Yeah, I could not last a show with that woman.
I couldn't either. No, insufferable.
No way. And then you'd sent this clip to me yesterday, and you were so mad about Mika and Joe and their elitism and just
hate.
Yeah.
Hate them.
So you are going to have to suffer through this one, you guys.
Sorry.
But I promise there's a good payoff at the end of it. Just hang on. But look at just the disdain that they have for all of us.
The question that I think is a fair question to ask. Who raised these people?
Yeah.
Because they were not raised by anybody in my neighborhoods that I grew up, any middle-class neighborhoods that I grew up in. These people were not there. No. They were not raised. I mean, they weren't in the classes I went to growing up in elementary or middle or high school or college.
Really?
They just weren't there. That wasn't the America I grew up in, where people would laugh at the idea of people of the press getting shot. Like everybody would like sit around and like, what's he talking about? Or again, the
laughing at the Puerto Rican
other
joke.
Things, laughing at the Puerto Rican joke.
They're all like
that Puerto Ricans are a pile of trash. Are laughing at a 82, 83-year-old man being bludgeoned nearly to death.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's an applause line. That's a laugh line. Again, who are these people? Where are they coming from? And who raised them? And how did Donald Trump twist their point of view so much in 9 years that the brutalization of an 83-year-old man is something to laugh about, or the shooting of press members is an applause line?
Yeah.
What an elitist jackhole.
Oh my God.
It's
so weird that they left out Joe Biden calling everybody garbage. They just
right. Who raised Hunter Biden, the crackhead? Who raised him? Who raised Cardi B? Who raised J-Lo? Who raised all of these other celebrities that are standing up for? Who raised P. Diddy? Who raised him? Because that's why a lot of these celebrity jerks are getting up on stages and getting paid to stump for her. Who raised them, Joe? Who raised them? Oh my God, he's such an elitist jerk. Keep talking down to us, just keep talking down. They can't see it.
No, they
can't.
So
gross.
And it's somebody in response to that video had posted a bit of a flashback of when they were great friends with Trump, and not just friends, but Mika, you guys. Mika and Trump had a total flirtatious thing happening, like a lot. And so Mika was crazy about him, and don't take my word for it. Look at the video evidence.
Donald wanted me to see the CPAC speech. I was skeptical, but I pulled it up on the internet.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good. Joining us on the phone right now, Donald Trump. Good morning, Donald.
Mika, what do you mean pretty good? You know you loved it.
Wow. Trump, you're naughty.
I mean, she loved him.
So, who would you pay more here, Donald? Just curious.
With you and Joe, I'd absolutely pay you more.
Oh, my God.
All right.
I would pay you much more. Joe, I would pay Mika so much more your head would spin.
Donald, do you have a TV? Are you watching us right now?
Yes, I am. I always watch you, only because of you.
Okay, wow. Wow.
It's unreal.
Oh my God.
Right. It was before the facelift comment though, right?
Yes.
Remember that? That was the
Yes.
turning point in their relationship where she
Yes,
was like,
she was done.
and he's got that R after his name and he made that facelift. It's done. We're done here. Now I have to hate him. I have to despise him like everybody else on my side because I'm a sheep.
That was amazing though. Like,
Mhm.
there was serious flirting.
Right. Well, do you remember he used to do that with Joy and Whoopi on The View?
Mhm.
There are clips of that too, where they all would just fawn over him. Oh my God, he's so great. Like Joy wanted to touch his hair. Do you guys remember that? You've seen clips.
And Oprah wanted to run as a team ticket.
Yeah. These people are such phonies. They are all lobotomized sheep is what they are. They get their marching orders and they do what they're told. They're little statists. Gross.
Yep. I know this is a stressful time, which is why this is what you need, you guys. If you do not have this on hand, get it immediately. Have it with you for the rest of this election cycle, which is likely to last and last and last. This is HealthyCell's Calm Mood. It's a non-drowsy formula. So really, it's not about like helping you go to sleep. It's about keeping you chill no matter what's going on in the world.
It's
right?
good stuff. It is really good
It's
stuff.
good stuff. Listen to what it's got. It's got mood-supporting ingredients that include ashwagandha, L-theanine, GABA, 5-HTP, saffron, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin D. It tastes like a berry lemon flavor. So it's super yummy, as are all of the gel packs from HealthyCell. That's what makes them a delight to take. You're not choking down a big giant tablet and worrying, is this even getting absorbed into my body? These absorb 165% better than any of the pills, capsules, or tablets that you're going to take. And they've got not just Calm Mood, which is fantastic for stressful times, but they've got other products which help you no matter what your health needs are, whatever health needs you want to support, whether it's joint and mobility, whether it's sleep, because there's REM sleep that's totally different than this Calm Mood. There's just your daily vitamins that they've got the bioactive multivitamin. They've got the vegan essentials if you like that extra kick of B12. So many different products to help you. The hair, skin, and nails, which is also amazing. So if you go to healthycell.com/chicks, use promo code chicks, you will get 20% off of your first order. So now's a great time to try some Calm Mood from healthycell.com/chicks. Let's pause for some thank yous if we can. Osuki says, the Bible says, I'm paraphrasing a little, if you don't believe for the answer you want, you shouldn't bother to ask. Interesting. Becky Kaufman says, I have worked various elections for the elections department since 2022. Maricopa County still needs volunteers. If you need a ride to vote, contact Turning Point. They will provide an Uber voucher. There is zero reason to not vote today. I'm wearing red, white, and blue to work today, along with Go Red 47, hashtag Trump 47, hashtag fight, fight, fight.
I love the Uber voucher thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's
I
really
didn't know
cool.
that. Mm-hmm.
Adam Knoll says, hello, Election Day chicks. I prayed all night during my overnight shift for a Trump win. Also, if Trump wins, can Daisy go on an uncensored rant about the Dems?
I don't know if you want that.
They want to hear all the words.
Be careful what you ask for. Yeah.
Layla's Life says, can't wait to vote. Taking my 13-year-old with me to see the process. Much like me, she loves all things history and loves her country and Trump. Hashtag MAGA, hashtag raise 'em right.
God bless her.
Christina says, voted for the Big D this morning. The wait in our small precinct was already an hour at 7 a.m. Praying the big turnout goes our way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of the turnout. The early, the day of turnout. I don't know, you guys.
We had an hour wait for early voting.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah.
Andrea Viola says, I live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Do not get out of line no matter what. A Dem solicitor came to my door. He left ASAP. Must have been my hashtag not the whore in 24 shirt.
Oh my God, that shirt. That's so fantastic.
Oh my gosh. C. Douglas says, so much nonsense going on in Pennsylvania. Can't we find a way to vote that can't be corrupted? Right? It's so frustrating. And we'll get to some of the election shenanigans that are happening and the preparations that some of these swing states are making so that we just don't expect to hear an answer for days. It's infuriating. Laura Kate Baker says, we are standard time, fall back, spring forward is daylight savings time. Whatever. People also get, when people correct me on the daylight savings and say, no, it's just daylight saving. I don't care. Whatever it is, I hate it and it sucks and it doesn't matter.
It's just daylight. It's daylight suck time. It's daylight suck time.
Yeah.
Sandy
cares. Stokes says, I love Trump supporters driving home North Carolina to West Virginia in the rain. What did my eyes behold? Trump supporters waving Trump 2024 posters, doing it in the rain. Love it.
Love that.
Kristen Thompson says, thank you, ladies, for your service to our cause. If we don't win, I wonder how fast Elon can help us occupy Mars. Prayers are up. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just not think about that.
We're not going to think about anything until we're not doing that until tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
I mean, we're going to show some things, but we're going to.
I love how Wendy says we're nauseously optimistic. That's the greatest.
Perfect. Oh my God, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Karen Elliott says, planning a media blackout at 5 p.m., going to pray, get a little cash out of the bank just in case, and watch old movies. Love you, chicks. God bless USA. That's not a terrible idea.
Really great plan for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eviatar says, if Trump wins, they're going to riot. If Clown Mella wins, we're going to see male tits on the White House lawn. Either way, I'm too stressed. God bless us all.
It's true. Very true.
Mr. Green says, I voted early this morning proudly for the third time for Trump as a gay man. Gen X gays for Trump. Love you, ladies. Balls.
The normal gays, right?
Normal gays. That's exactly right.
That's right.
Leah says, Evitar, if Clown Mello wins, there will be fireworks in Israel for sure. Yikes. Jason Decker says, if I get testicle cancer, should I turn them into earrings?
Oh,
right? God. Like, what are people doing?
I know. Women are just ridiculous.
Tabitha says, it's my daughter's first time voting. Another vote for Trump in our house. Praying for America. Love starting my day with you two jerks. Keep praying. Thank you. Bo Mama 8 says Whoopi is so disillusioned. She thinks because they get away with being posers, everyone can.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Brumley says Liz just wants to off somebody. You can see it in her eyes.
Oh my
just
God.
like her daddy.
Right. It's so true. She's like bloodthirsty, you know? Good Lord.
Ina Richards says, how about Kimberly Brown, NFL Jim Brown's daughter? I don't know what that means.
I saw that. Yes. She got up on, she was at a Trump rally, got up on the stage, and she was just like, fight, fight, fight. Beautiful woman. It was really awesome. It was great to see her do that. I love that. Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa Raimundo says it's hard to be a judge of moral care when you don't have one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whoopi saying you have such a magnificent moral core.
Let's go kill some babies.
Right.
Woo! Okay.
Southern Belle 7777 says Cheney's Jackson Hole, Wyoming expat Moldavans voted through ballots for pro. All right, hang on. What?
Cheney's Jackson Hole, Wyoming expat Moldavans voted through ballots for I don't know, over people in Moldova who voted pro-Russia. I have no idea.
No
idea.
idea.
That means. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Thank you very much, but
Thank
I
you,
don't know what you're saying. Leah says, anyone else notice that Morning Joe looks like an ugly version of Beaker?
I think
Still alive while there's hope the cackler won't win. Take my money.
I think he looks like a bloated version of Chandler Bing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just an angry, bloated Chandler Bing from Friends.
Yeah, he does. There is some similarity there for sure. Thunderball McGillicuddy says, God bless Trump. God bless y'all ladies. God bless America. I said, hooah, amen. Can I get a what? Justina Wooten says, happy election day from Denver. Shout out to my mom, Betty, in Florida, who raised me right. Take my money, chicks. Hopefully Trump wins, and I'll have more to send later. Aw, thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Everybody. Thank you. All right, let's get to some election weirdness and just like the Twitter chatter and all the stuff about the elections. First, let's see what's going on in Nevada, because Nevada could potentially, as you'll hear from Chuck Todd, be the lone holdup in getting this election called.
So she wins North Carolina. We could be living here in Nevada, waiting. And if you remember, Nevada will take a week to count all their votes.
Well, because they go 4 days after.
And you'll have more ballots coming in. Yeah. And then you're really going to be used a lot on air, because this is going to be lawyers upon lawyers litigating which ballots can get fixed or cured is the language you'll start to see, those provisional ballots. So the nightmare scenario where we're just waiting for weeks, sort of the Florida of 2000. Every day.
I cannot deal with another 2000.
Why is it that these people can't get their shit together? You know?
And why is it always the swing states that can't?
It's always the swing states. Always. And why can't they figure that out? Like, if it was something that they couldn't figure out years ago, why can't we get that straightened out in the past 4 years?
Right? Trump was asking that very same thing at his rally. And he was talking about how, decisions should happen just the way they used to on election night.
Yes.
And he was saying that. And then Dana Bash, you'll hear her respond to him. And she is such a biatch, you guys.
They're talking about extending hours. These elections have to be decided by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Right.
Bunch of crooked people. These are crooked people.
Yeah, that's not a thing that happens. Reporters are back now. And again, it is very possible that Donald Trump could just win this outright. Legit. But it's not going to happen that they're going to be done counting for lots of reasons. Primarily the laws of these key states, MJ. North Carolina and Arizona, new laws may delay reporting of early votes. Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, mail-in ballots are not processed until Election Day. Nevada, ballots postmarked on Election Day are accepted even if they arrive by November 9th.
Yeah, and all of that is...
That's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. Take them that day, you're done. Like, this is the
God.
Yeah, it's completely unacceptable. Why do they make exceptions? Why do we make exceptions for these states? It's ridiculous. Like,
I mean, when there was all the trouble in 2000 and it was all based in Florida, then, after the hullabaloo, turned around and fixed their elections. That's what these states need to do. And I guarantee you, when it's not happening, it's because they're either a split legislature and there's Democrats who have a say that are creating all of these obstacles. And they're doing it, and you know why.
Of course you know why. Because they want to freaking cheat.
God, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Oh my God. So here's the, I forget what his title is. He'll say it, but a guy from Arizona, Maricopa County, just bracing everybody, just getting us all ready. Like, listen, it's totally normal that this works this way. Just listen.
And I'm the assistant county manager for elections and external affairs here at Maricopa County. As we do every election, our first results drop will be 8 p.m., an hour after the polls close. We expect this will be between 70 and 75% of the early ballots that we have received to date. Additional results will be reported throughout the night, and those will be the in-person votes that we tabulate at our vote centers. The majority of ballots will be counted within the first 24 hours after the polls close.
Oh my God.
But it's important to remember that here in Arizona, our races are extremely close, and it still might take a few days for you, the media, to call those races. It is possible that some of the candidates who are ahead on election night, and some of those questions as well, might not be ahead and might not maintain those leads after Election Day, as additional ballots are counted and reported. This is normal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and people who defend this, they're Democrats. This is the thing.
Yeah.
People, they're liberals, and I see people in our comments who are defending this. Oh, it's not easy to count it. Well, it was easy in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
It was easy. Yeah, and this is exactly how people cheat. Democrats are the only ones defending this bullshit.
Yep. And now I will say, and you'll hear it from the DNC chair in Wisconsin. He says that there were Republicans who blocked legislation that allowed for faster counting. I haven't looked into that to understand what he's saying, but you'll hear about that in a minute. And if that's true, that's also unacceptable. Like, everyone's goal should be to get counts done, and no ballots should be accepted after Election Day. That's ridiculous. Enough of this postmark bullcrap. Like, count and be done. That's how it used to be forever. It was never a problem until Democrats made it a problem.
They're reinventing the way that we do it. And it's on Democrats. They're the ones who are like, but we can't. Like, why? We shouldn't be expected to do this in one day. Why not, losers? We did it that way for decades. We did it that way for eons. So why is it that you can't do it now? I wonder.
And other countries do not have this issue. They can count in a day. So there's no reason that each state cannot count in a day.
Yeah. Other countries also require ID, and it's not racist.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know.
So with early voting, there's been a lot of chatter about how early voting has been showing to be in favor of Republicans, which is great. But again, I don't know if these are all the same people that used to be just dead set on voting on Election Day, and then now the messaging has been changed, and so we voted early. I don't know how it's all going to shake out. I do know that there are Democrats that are very worried about that, as you'll hear from Jim Messina, who's talking to Jen Psaki.
What's their biggest concern right now if you're the Harris team?
Well, look, I think it's a couple things. The early vote numbers are a little scary, and you and I have been texting back and forth. Republicans didn't do what they did last time. Last time Trump said don't early vote, and so they didn't. Republicans do have an advantage in early vote numbers. When the early vote come in, it's going to look a little bit different than 2020, and that's scary.
That guy's lips freak me out.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, like, what is going on? It's like raw meat. It's freaking me out too.
It's like, it's gross, right? Like, there's something so gross about that.
So disgusting.
Ew. So yeah, I mean, they're nervous, but there's other, we saw that weird outlier Iowa poll for Kamala that she's like 3 points ahead in Iowa. So things have been all over the place. And then adding to the problem is that there's also all of this super hype Republican polling. that's getting, I see it all over social media. And it's when I start, I buy into it, right? I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. But so much of it, I don't know if it's even real. Listen to Matt Dowd talking about these polls.
And I've said this all along, and you and I've had this conversation. I think this race has been very stable since she got in the race. And I've said that I thought she had a 3 or 4 point advantage nationally. And I think there's a poll out today, Marist poll out today, that shows her up 4. I think that's been the case. What has complicated it, and what I think people have misread and then misled, is all of this crap polls, corrupt and crap polls. GOP has flooded the zone. They put 17 polls out today, the GOP, to try to say that Trump's going to win. It's all BS. I think what happened was all these poll aggregators and all these folks couldn't help themselves.
I don't trust any of the polls. Not one. Not a Republican one, not a Democrat one. 0. I trust 0 polls. We've been through this enough over the past 16 years that I don't trust any of these people for anything. So I will see what happens when it happens. I just can't. I can't rely on these jackholes to tell me what's going to happen. It's like a psychic, like a tarot reader. I'm not going to go to one of those. You know what I mean? I'm not going to listen to these poll people. Just not.
Yeah. Well, and it's like the perfect storm is being created, right? Because the Democrats are already saying, and you've heard it on all the shows, if you pay attention to news at all, you've heard Democrats say, well, Trump is just getting his base riled up to say that it's a stolen election, right? He's just getting everybody ready to say that if he doesn't win, it's stolen. So as they say that, then they also have these swing states who are doing everything in their power to delay the count, to make us feel like we can't trust the numbers.
Right.
And so then it's just like this self-fulfilling prophecy. And so when the Republicans react and say that is super sketch and super sus, that the count isn't in and that Trump is behind all of a sudden in the middle of the night when he was raging forward in the early hours, all of this is like this endless cycle, right? That the media is helping to perpetuate. It's crazy. And then we've got this guy, the DNC chair, as I mentioned earlier, from Wisconsin, talking about the rules there and why we won't know their state results until much later.
You ask people how they're doing. Some people say nauseously optimistic. I've heard that all over the state. We know that because Republicans blocked the legislation that would have allowed the early processing of mail-in ballots, we know that because Republicans blocked that bill, we won't get the final tally of those votes, which will be overwhelmingly Democratic, until the middle of the night. In 2020, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And that means we should expect a red shift where it seems like Trump is doing better than he is in fact doing. And then, a red mirage, and then a blue shift once those absentee ballot counts come in the middle of the night. Don't be fooled and don't be alarmed if it seems like Trump is overperforming what you'd expect when you get to midnight, because there's still that 100,000 ballot kind of big cache of ballots that have yet to be reported in Milwaukee. Because people know that that's coming, my sense is that they're fairly calm about it. We can expect all kinds of shenanigans and bogus claims from Republicans, but a ballot is a ballot is a ballot. It will be counted. They are secure. We have free and fair and secure elections in the state of Wisconsin. And the important thing is to not gnaw your fingernails off while we wait for the numbers to come in. They will be counted appropriately, and the winner of the election will win Wisconsin's electoral college votes.
Blah, 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 blah. I am on this, in this election, I'm counting on men, like black men, Hispanic men. I feel like they're going to be voting and they're going to be helping our side because they are fed the freak up.
I hope so.
With a lot. It's going to be different this time. And if there's shenanigans, don't be saying shenanigans are on our side, dude. Like, come on.
The shenanigans happened when they started treating mail-in ballots the way that they do now, all during COVID, and then not reversing all of that stuff.
Right.
Everything, it's crazy. I early voted, because this is a thing now, but I don't like that. I wish that we could go back to day of voting. It should be a national holiday.
Absolutely.
We should all have the day off.
Agreed.
Go and vote on one day and have it be like it used to be when no one ever questioned the results.
I know. Like some of the federal holidays we have are stupid. Why can't we make this a holiday where everybody gets off, they go and they vote, and that's it. We're done.
Yes.
It's every 4 years. Make it happen.
This should not be
hard. I know.
Like, God,
I hear ya.
It's just so aggravating.
Mhm.
But alas, that is not the way it is. All right, let's move on because Megyn Kelly, as you know, was, by the way, Trump's rally. He rallied until 2 a.m. last night. Like,
Yeah, but
literally all day until
he's
2 a.m.
tired. He's really tired, you guys.
He's exhausted.
He's just exhausted. He's so old and exhausted. Okay. I mean,
And he
where's
finished-
Biden, by the way? Where's Biden?
Well, he's not allowed out anymore.
Right. He called a lid at like, I don't know, 1:00 yesterday afternoon and went to sleep. Nobody knows where he is.
Do we even like have a president right
He's
now? I
still
don't know.
president. People don't even know that anymore. But yeah, but Trump is exhausted. Okay.
And by the way, at 2 a.m., when his last rally of the night was wrapping up, he still did a 3-minute.
He did the thing.
He did the thing.
He did the thing.
I mean, 3 minutes he danced with people.
Mhm.
So like he was all about it. Anyway, earlier in the day, Megyn Kelly released or said on her show that she'd been invited by Trump to speak at his rally, and she was delighted and happy to do it. And Dana Bash heard that this was happening in the midst of her show, and the anger and the like
snarkiness.
bitterness.
So
Oh my
snarky.
gosh.
Mhm.
So you're going to hear Dana, and then it'll just go right into Megyn, a portion of Megyn's speech last night.
Donald Trump. We're going to have to take a break. I'm being told that Megyn Kelly just announced that she is going to be speaking at Donald Trump's last rally. Megyn Kelly of blood coming out of her wherever fame. That's interesting. An interesting turn of events coming.
When I launched
Yeah. Is that where her fame is from? Yeah. Mhm.
She's so mad.
That's where her fame is from. She's so much more popular and successful than you, Dana. But that's where her fame is from. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So Megyn's entire speech was great, and you should absolutely go listen to the whole thing if you haven't. Here's a little piece of it.
4 years ago, we had Mark Cuban on the program. You know, yeah. May seem he was in the news this week. And he started going on about how bad America's race history was and how ashamed he was of America, and that's why he was at all these protests, and he felt it was really important to stand up and speak out about human rights violations. And then it got awkward when I asked him about all the money he was taking from China. But then he dropped a bunch of F-bombs, and I thought, I really enjoy this feeling of proving Mark Cuban wrong. And so here I am at a Trump rally, a strong, intelligent woman to prove Mark Cuban wrong again. I won't take up much of your time, but I do want to tell you the main reasons I am voting for Donald Trump. Number one, immigration. He mentioned it. And people like Lake and Raleigh. I'll be thinking about her tomorrow all day. 22 years old, killed in Georgia, a young nursing student by an illegal. I'll be thinking about Jocelyn Nungare, 12 years old, in Texas, murdered by 2 Venezuelan illegals. President Trump closed the border. Kamala Harris opened it by choice. It wasn't accidental. She said it would be humane. That's what she and her boss believed. Tell it to Lake and Riley's family. There was nothing humane about it. He closed it. They opened it. It was an intentional choice, and there's no reason not to believe they won't do it again.
That's right.
The boys should not be in the girls' sports.
Amen.
The boys should not be in the girls' bathrooms. The boys should not be in the girls' locker rooms.
I mean, this is not hard.
You
know?
know? And you know what else wasn't hard for her? Doing that speech. She didn't have to read it from her phone after stumbling and fumbling around and trying to figure out, oh my God, what am I supposed to say? Because I'm being paid to be here. She wasn't, I guarantee you, she wasn't paid to be there.
Oh, no.
She did it willingly and on her own because she believes in America and she believes in Trump and his ability to run the country. She was there at her own accord.
Yeah.
As opposed to all these other celebrities who are like, oh, did he who? Oh, damn. I gotta get up on the stage and do this because I'm basically being bribed to do so. Yeah.
I don't remember if I have any more of hers because we do have Chris Cuomo. This speech happened during Chris Cuomo's normal show on News Nation. And so he had his producers go to it for a little bit, but then he cut into the middle of it to rip on her. So I don't know if that's next or if we have a little bit more of Megyn Kelly. Either way, I'm just going to let this play through.
I hope all of you do what I did last week. Vote Trump and get 10 friends to vote Trump too.
magnifying minorities, picking up on fringe issues, picking on Laken Riley is, of course, going to hit an emotional note. If you're worried about homicide in America, is that where your concerns really lie? No, it's just opportunism. Will it be enough for Trump? The question is, are enough people who are center-left going to hear somebody like Megyn Kelly and say, yeah, I got to vote for him, doesn't matter how I feel about him? Or are there more people who are center-right who are going to listen to Megyn Kelly and be like, oh, I'm so disgusted she's on my side. I can't vote for this guy. Look at his face.
About?
He said the worst things about Megyn Kelly until she did the only thing you need to do to be okay with Trump. Compliment him.
You know what? These people are not adults. You know what I mean? They're children. They're absolute children. And that's politics. And yeah, he said bad things about her, but she is woman enough and secure in herself enough to know that he is the best person for the job.
Right. And not so much of what he said was politicking, just like it is in a primary season.
And she's not a child. She's not a teenage girl who's like, oh my God, he hurt my feelings, so I'm going to hate him. No, she knows that he's the best person for the job and she's secure in herself. And so she's like, that biatch can't run the country, but he can. And I know what's best for my family and I'm going to vote for him. I mean, sorry if you're insecure, Cuomo, but she's not. Oh my God. Like,
I was so surprised. I just had there's obviously something going on for him with Megyn. You know what I mean? Because I was not expecting him to be so catty about Megyn. Like, I don't know where the rift happened, but there's something there.
Or somebody got to him after he started leaning a little right. And they were like, oh, you got to pull back, buddy. Maybe there's something. Maybe they got dirt on him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like they have dirt on a lot of people. Who knows? Maybe he's not exempt.
Yeah, maybe he's one of them. Mm-hmm. Elon went on to Joe Rogan's show again last night, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But people are worried, or not worried. People are basically like that tweet that we showed you earlier on in the show. People want, if Kamala wins, they want her to ruin Elon. They want her to remove any government contracts that he may have. They want her to essentially stop Elon from being Elon.
That sounds like fascism to me.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
Yeah. Weird.
And Claire McCaskill, who the reason for my name today, she was on a panel talking about the money that Elon has contributed to the Trump cause. And nowhere in her diatribe of a lack of self-awareness does she remember that Democrats are largely funded by George Soros and other bazillionaires.
Bill Gates.
For them to act like, oh my God, I can't believe this much money is involved in one person. Shut up. Like, sit down, Claire. So anyway, here's Claire.
This group of mega donors, bigger donors than we ever have seen, the likes of Elon Musk, who's campaigning more and harder than any business person, who might end up with an official or unofficial role in a Donald Trump administration. What do you think about all this, and what are people telling you?
Well, I think it's really scary territory.
Oh, really?
We have some billionaires in this country, and if you look at the top 10 donors to Donald Trump, they've given over $1 billion to
just the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, and that was not counting how much more Musk has spent. Musk is in Pennsylvania. He thinks because he can do rockets and electric cars that he can figure out how to get people to vote. But he's got a hard assignment because the people he's trying to get to vote are low propensity voters. They're people that don't vote all the time. In fact, this bro thing that they've done, let's get the young men. Well, the reason they're bros is because they don't care about voting.
Yeah,
they're
not leaving your basement.
You're not going
to. They're really hard to get to the voting place.
Stephanie Rule, is that her name? Stephanie Rule.
Yeah.
I cannot stand her.
I know,
her
she's awful.
face, just I don't condone violence on this show, but oh my God, her face, I just cannot. Seriously, the bro thing. What about and how they're appealing to some sort of I don't know. We're regular people. They're appealing to regular people, whereas they have the audacity to say all of those things, but yet their side is appealing to the most lofo of the lofo with all the celebrity endorsements that they have.
Right.
As if we should be listening to millionaire, billionaire celebrities tell us how to vote. You know, like they live in the real world. F you.
Right. Or they're remotely impacted by any of the policies that Kamala will put into place.
You think Harrison Ford is impacted? You think even Michael Moore? I know we have a clip from him. Like
we don't. I didn't.
You don't? Okay. Well, Michael Moore went on a rant yesterday about how he's just a regular guy. You guys. Oh my God. Like Trump is terrible. Dude is worth $100 million. These people are not regular people. They are not impacted by these policies at all. None of them. And so they don't get to tell me how to vote. Because they don't have the problems that I have. They don't have the problems that you have. They can F off.
And, you know, just a contrast. Again, Kamala closed out her campaign rallies yesterday with freaking Lady Gaga and Oprah. I mean, these are not people who understand what it's like to live in the real world.
At all.
At all. At all.
At all.
Which is why when this clip came out, Elon actually responded to it saying, funny, she's never said a word about Soros, who has cumulatively put 100 times more money into elections than I have. If I can figure out science with SpaceX and surgery with Neuralink, then maybe I can figure out politics too.
Yeah. And George Soros is a commie.
There's that.
Yeah. Elon isn't.
But they're after him, man. And that's honestly, protecting Elon is like actual incentive to vote for Trump at this point.
Yep.
Because listen to what Rachel Maddow said about what should be on the agenda, regardless. I mean, they're after him in a big way, and it's frightening.
Yeah.
Absolutely frightening.
Even if Trump doesn't win, the Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government.
You're a fascist.
The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms. Now that we know what we know about Elon Musk.
What do you know? Is it kind of like how you knew about Russia for 3 years? Is it knowing like that kind of stuff? Seriously, if we win, she will talk about Elon Musk for the next 4 years. That's going to be her entire show. She is such a
the
joke.
Lawsuits and the investigations.
Absolute joke.
It never ends with these people.
I know. She's a complete nut job. Plus, she looks really tired. It must be the stress of all the success of people. Seriously. Of all the success of people like Elon Musk. Like, she hates to see people like him succeed. And I feel sorry for her because of that. Like, what kind of an awful human being do you have to be to hate somebody like Elon Musk, who embodies the American dream? Like, seriously, he is the embodiment.
They're salivating over his demise, essentially.
Right.
They just can't wait for it.
And that is fascism. Like, what is wrong with these people?
Well, finally, because again, Elon was on the Joe Rogan show, and Joe Rogan has finally officially endorsed Trump as a result of Elon's appearance. Here's what he tweeted, saying, "The great and powerful Elon Musk. If it wasn't for him, we'd be fucked. He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Trump you will hear, and I agree with him every step of the way. For the record, yes, that is an endorsement of Trump. Enjoy the podcast." And we just have a few clips to share from that. Obviously, go listen to the whole thing. But he did talk first and foremost about the immigration and the illegals and the way that Democrats are flooding illegals by design into swing states. They're doing it the sneaky
on purpose
way.
Are any of these numbers wrong? Because we got these numbers from Homeland Security government.gov. Okay. Right. So we got it from the .gov website. Has the government reported these numbers incorrectly? No, they have not. Those numbers, if anything, are low. So they have in fact flown vast numbers of illegals to swing states.
Yeah.
Bypassing the border entirely. And so that is factually true. Then you can say, like, well, what is their probable voting pattern? Overwhelmingly Democrat into swing states. And then, well, but do the Democrats actually want to fast track them for citizenship? Yes, they do. You can see Chuck Schumer on TV saying at a rally this year was saying he wants to fast track and make all 11 million, or however many, I believe his quote was, citizens as soon as possible. So the goal is they are fast tracking citizenship as quickly as possible, so whether one thinks it's cheating or not, it won't matter because they will be fully able to vote.
And for people on the left,
this is actually happening. I invite people to rebut this and show me where I am wrong. Please do so.
No, they can't.
They can't.
They can't
because it's true.
Well,
Yeah, and I know that part of the reason that he has endorsed Trump is because he's a podcaster and he's afraid of the censorship stuff. Think about it.
Should be.
Yeah, he should be. Or anybody who believes in free speech and understands that is the First Amendment rights are so crucial to being an American. That's why it's the First Amendment. And they are threatening that. They
absolutely are. And the
question.
more they threaten Elon, the more that Twitter, or X, which is the last free speech platform there is under threat. And that should scare everybody because that's where we get our news. That's the first place we go because we know it's going to be the quickest, most reactive, in real time news as it's happening.
Yeah.
That's where you see it.
And it's not
all these other news stations are
propaganda.
Useless.
They're all propaganda. That's all it is. It's literally the CCP now. Yeah. And Mike Hedrick, by the way, another moron. You guys, at least you have Cardi B. Thank goodness you have Cardi B supporting your candidate. Good job, Mike. Yeah, she's smart. Way to go.
Elon also, it's interesting because Oprah was at Kamala's rally yesterday and she was like all doom and gloomy about how if Kamala doesn't win, this is the last election of all time. And I'm just like, how are they this backwards?
Yeah,
it just, I don't get it.
Listen, these are the same people that blindly wore masks and got 8 boosters.
Right.
Same people.
And wanted to rat on their neighbors.
And did it happily, did it with glee. They did it. Mike is one of those people,
Yeah.
They're weak.
Absolutely, they're weak. And so when our side says it, we actually have all kinds of evidence to back it up. Like the fact that they have been trying to put Trump in jail since he went down the escalator in 2015.
Yep.
It has been non-stop with them.
Yeah, because they are in love with the establishment. They cannot handle the fact that this guy was elected by people who understand that the establishment, the deep state, has got to go.
Right.
And the fact that he threatens the deep state, people like the Cheneys, that's why the Cheneys, the Bushes, the Clintons, all these people are together now. Isn't that a red flag for people? Shouldn't that be a red flag when they all start coming together? All the Obamas, all of them are coming together. Republicans and Democrats, because they know that he's a threat to the deep state because they are the deep state. And
they don't want to rock that boat.
They don't want to because they want to stay a part of it because they know that's their gravy train and they've loved that for years. And he threatens that.
Absolutely. But when Elon says what Oprah was trying to say last night, and he looks like right into the camera too, and is like, this really matters. Here he is.
Well, I'll say it again, man. I think this is the last election. If Trump doesn't win, this is the last election.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Agree.
I think people, and a lot of people are waking up and realize that have been lifelong Democrats. Guys like Bill Ackman, guys like Chamath.
Yeah, exactly.
Tulsi Gabbard switched over to the Republicans.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who their whole life they've been left wing and they realize I can't do this anymore.
You and I used to be Democrats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's nuts, man. And if the Dems win this election, they will legalize enough illegals to turn the swing states, and everywhere will be like California. There will be no escape.
That is so insane.
This is the final. This is it. This is the last chance.
Has anybody tried to push back?
And I just want to go out and vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Vote like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the last chance, man.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
They have to win by lying, cheating, and turning us into a third world country. That's what they have to do. And the fact that they have to do that should be terrifying to everybody. They are relying on the LOFOs to get across the goal line.
And their candidate is a lofo.
Yep.
She's utterly devoid of competence.
Yeah. I mean,
the fact that she is the one that they've chosen is so laughable.
Right.
Like,
Well,
I'm embarrassed for them.
Well, they installed her, and all those people that are just so infatuated with her now, like the Mikes of the world, freaking hated her 6 months ago. They hated her. And then they were given their marching orders and they were told what to do. And these people are such lobotomized sheep that they were like, oh, we're supposed to like her now? Yes, sir. May I have another? It just shows you who the Democrats are. They will do what they're told. It's just like all those celebrities, all the people that represent Kamala, they do what they're told. They are sheep. That is not what America is all about, you guys. It's not.
And Elon had one more reason that people should be voting for Trump, and here it is.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm like, I hope people just go out there and vote for Peanut, man. If nothing else, just vote for Peanut.
Right. That is right. It's so true. And that represents so much more than just a squirrel and a raccoon, you know?
By the way, the squirrel owner posted another video of the aftermath of his house that was raided and ransacked by 4 different federal agencies because they couldn't be bothered dealing with actual crime committed by illegals. No, they were after a squirrel. Here's what they did to this guy's house. This guy has never, ever, ever had an issue with the law, ever. And here's what they did to his house.
Opened the back of the toilet to see if I was hiding something in there. God. That's to find a squirrel. Let somebody come in here and do this to your house and keep it like this. I actually have broken soap bottles on the ground. I have a stain on my ground. This is to find a squirrel.
Oh my God.
This is to find a squirrel. This is to find a squirrel. You see that? That's that. See that? Do you see this, guys? You see that? You want to tell me that that's acceptable? This is the destruction that these people left in my house. So if you guys want to explain to me how this wouldn't devastate you, I have never been in trouble with the law whatsoever. There's another suitcase that came out of the closet.
It's just,
yeah.
I mean, and there's no recourse. There's no recourse for him.
Right. It's a freaking power trip is what it is. You know, how hard is it to find a squirrel in a house? I feel like it's pretty easy to find a squirrel. You have to wreck all of his shit to find the squirrel. Yeah. Total power trip, but they love it. And you know, they have nothing better to do. It's not like they're illegals crawling all over New York, you know, living in hotels that they can
or
be like
actual
deporting.
Rats that are bad for the city. This squirrel harmed literally nobody.
Right. They're there. There's the rats with rabies. No.
I mean, it's just absolutely
It's just
insane.
stupid. Our country has just gone stupid. Somebody asked me what LOFO means. Low information.
Yeah.
The low information voters. Yeah.
Kind of like the people that attended Kamala's rally when she tried to start getting them to do a chant. They were all Kamala. And she was like,
the vote. Let's get out 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 the vote. Let's win.
It was so cringe. I can't. We don't know. We can't.
She's so embarrassing.
She is really embarrassing.
And of course, as we've highlighted many times on the show, she's an empty suit. She has a script. She even has the mannerisms, like down to a choreographed dance. And here's proof.
Voices heard.
With a smile and everything.
Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America?
Oh my God. Right?
Are we ready to fight for it?
Raise your right arm.
When we fight, we win.
That is psycho.
Empty, vapid vessel.
I mean, can you even?
This is what she is.
Wow.
Unreal. There is just nothing genuine about this woman. Nothing sincere, nothing genuine. She is a puppet.
It's just embarrassing. I mean,
Yeah,
that is
it
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing for Democrats. And they're all like, she's so great. We really do love her. We do. We really, really do. No, you don't.
And
you
it's
don't.
embarrassing for women that like the potential of having the first woman president is somebody this bad.
Yeah, this stupid.
Oh
and
my
empty,
God.
and like just a shell of a person.
Melissa Chen, who's a very successful CEO, talked about that, talked about how just why Kamala is an embarrassment to our gender. And she says it perfectly.
The reason I say that Kamala is an embarrassment for our gender is because, you know, I think of the greats of one day standing in Capitol Hill looking up and seeing all the portraits of past presidents of the United States. And you got George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson. Can you really imagine Kamala Harris up there?
Nope.
Alongside all the previous great presidents. And this is not about gender. I'm specifically saying that she's embarrassment to my gender.
Yep.
Because of the way she's achieved success. And also, in other words, she's been kind of failing upwards. And in all these interviews, she's appeared to be incompetent. Tulsi is a good example of somebody who, if she was in Kamala's position, I wouldn't be saying that. She's an embarrassment to the gender. Because she can actually string at least 2 sentences together that make a lot of sense.
More than that. She can do more than that. I would be proud if Tulsi was the first woman president. You know, I would even be okay with Nikki Haley. Listen, she's not my first choice. I wouldn't have been like super delighted about it, but she wouldn't have embarrassed us.
Right, right.
It wouldn't have been an embarrassment. She's at least a classy lady, you know? Like, come on, Kamala. What are we doing?
My God.
I know.
I don't know. It's so bad. And then the people that follow her and support her are they're so vapid and empty themselves. And they get emotional over the dumbest things, as this very popular conservative influencer points out about her appearance on SNL. Apparently, people cried about it. Like a lot of people. Look at this.
Illness looks like. And it's not just because it's about Kamala Harris. Like, if somebody had made a post like this about Trump, I would also say they were mentally ill. Like, Adam says, is it just me or did anyone else get a little emotional watching Kamala Harris on SNL? And I saw this and I was like, that's just one mentally ill person, no big deal. But then I went through the comments and this person said, I know it's too early, but I've been crying sporadically since yesterday.
Oh my
God.
God.
Inspiration from what Kamala has accomplished and relief that the traitor Trump era will finally come to an end. You've been crying sporadically. Yes, see somebody. This person said, my husband was like, are you crying right now? Hello, one of my favorite shows and my most favorite presidential candidate all at one time. Yes, I'm crying. Again, get help. Calm Canuck here says, very teared up at the reaction of the crowd and loved her energy and sincerity. What an extraordinary person she is. Once again, seek help. Luckily, somebody chimed in here with some common fucking sense and said, if you got emotional watching this, you are in way too deep. It's weird. But I mean, it just kept coming. We're all on edge. It doesn't take much to get the emotions going. Definitely not just you. Every time I watch it, like this one is especially just strange. You are crying every time you watch Kamala Harris on SNL. First of all, how many times are you watching it? Secondly, why are you crying? I cried. So did I. Yeah, Adam, you were the original poster. Guys, look, this is mental illness. If you are crying about seeing a presidential candidate on a comedy show on Saturday night, you have something wrong. And regardless of whether you're for Trump or Kamala Harris, get help.
Yeah, these are the same grown women that go to Taylor Swift concerts and exchange bracelets with little girls. Like,
okay,
seriously.
now to be fair, there are some perfectly lovely women who like Taylor Swift and take their daughters.
Okay. All right. But if they go by themselves,
I mean, that's sad. First of all, to go to a concert by yourself, that's sad a little bit. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like, don't you have a single person that you can go with?
Mm-hmm. All right. A lot of those women who are crying sound vaccinated. That's all I'm saying.
But he's right about that being a mental illness. And you don't need to look far for examples of leftists the meltdowns are insane. Just at the sight of a Trump sign, for example. Look at this. I mean,
yeah,
you're gonna stab the sign, really?
This is the thing. I think these women, they I say, probably shouldn't even say this out loud. They just need to get laid. Should I say that out loud? Is that wrong?
You can say that.
I said it because I was thinking it, and this is what we do here. But like, I feel like these women just don't have relationships. These are the women that don't have good relationships with men or women. They're just angry. You know what I mean?
Like that level of like triggering by a sign. That's when you're insane.
Well, just being triggered by Trump is just disturbing to me. Like, are you triggered by any, with the exception of, Liz Cheney, because sometimes my fist does form when I see her face, but I'm not going to, if I saw a sign with her name on it, I'd be like, I'd
roll your eyes.
I'd roll my eyes because I'd be like, I don't like her. But I mean, some of these women are just so rabid. I don't understand. Like, it's like they're not getting something in their everyday life, that they're so much of their anger. They just have so much anger.
Yeah. Like, here's another woman that there was a guy that had a pickup truck that had a Trump flag on the back of his truck. This woman in front of him is trying to steal it.
Look what she's doing. She's on my property, taking my flag.
I'm not.
Yeah.
This is my truck. Get away from my truck. Get away from my truck, you crazy lady.
God, she's crazy.
Please. What are you doing right now?
You're a fucking ass.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing right now?
She's going to get her butt kicked.
I wish, honestly.
Lady, please get away from my vehicle. I have to go to work.
And stop wearing sandals with socks.
Get away from my vehicle now. You cut me off.
What gives you the right to
America?
This is America. This is a free country. Get away from my vehicle. Or I'm going to press charges on you. Get away from my vehicle right now and get on the road. What are you doing right now?
Oh,
you're like 100 years old. Go on your fucking
You're 100 years old.
And get in the road now. Get in the road now.
That woman.
I don't know what you
think
you're doing.
She needs to touch grass, y'all.
You're lucky I'm in a good mood.
Right.
Get the hell out of here.
I mean, she really does. She needs to spend some time outdoors touching grass. If she has no man in her life or woman or whatever, she needs to touch grass and just like what is wrong with her? Too much anger there.
Psycho.
And you know what? And one of these, it's amazing because if we did that on the other side, imagine the violence that would ensue. That man was very patient with her.
Yeah, he did good. He did.
He did.
There's a couple guys who decided to dress up like in t-shirts that said that they were from the Harris Walls team and go around to folks who had the Harris Walls signs in their yards to ask them if they would be willing to take in some illegals.
I dressed up like I work for Kamala's campaign, and now I'm going to deliver immigrants to her supporters.
Oh my God, this is the greatest.
We are voting for you, don't worry.
Are you? Of course. We do have a surprise, if that's okay, just real fast.
You have a surprise?
We're looking for a place for them to stay. They just came across. They'll sleep on floors. I mean, they're not picky, you know. We have like a 2-year-old, so Hector's good with kids.
Oh.
We just can't.
Could they just like sleep on your lawn?
They need a place to stay. They just came across.
My teenagers live with me.
Oh, that's fine. Hector, he was dating a teenager like a little bit ago, so
Okay.
they just came across. They don't have papers. You're in support of like the whole border situation, and we're just trying to get them a floor to sleep on. Do you guys want COVID? They said they could survive.
Now,
I love rich liberals are my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. They always say they want things, but then they don't actually want the things when it comes onto their front yard. Kind of like Martha's Vineyard, remember?
Oh yeah, they are the NIMBY people. They are the not in my backyard. Plan.
How did that work out for them? I think they had illegals there for what, like 5 hours, and then they're like, "We can't have this."
But I'll hug you because for photo ops.
Here's a donut
somewhere else.
Here's an artisanal donut. Run along, run along now, illegal riffraff. Such hypocrites they are.
It's been forever since we played a clip from our friend Ami Kozak, but he did a nice impression of Kamala that was just perfect. Here it is.
Is a historic day in which we are turning the page for a new way forward, for a new generation of leadership in America. Because what we know as Americans is that we need to make a change, and we cannot go back to what we've had.
Wait, but you're what we've had. Like for the past 4 years, it's your administration.
Well, no, not back to what we've had these past 4 years, but the 4 years before that. We cannot go back to the 4 years before the 4 years.
Before the 4 years?
That's right.
But I thought you were unburdened by what has been.
Well, no, I am burdened by what has been in the 4 years before the 4 years, and I am not Joe Biden. But I am burdened by what has been, like a trash bin, throwing it all out.
Oh my God.
We are turning the page on a new way forward.
Right, from you.
Because these past 4 years
exactly
have been they've been okay. The past 4 years are good, and I will be different.
But why if they're good?
But more different than the 4 years before the 4 years. You understand?
No, I don't. It's incoherent.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Like, how are you going to be different?
I'm a middle-class kid.
Okay, but that's not an answer.
Come on, man.
What the hell was that?
So it's the 4 years before the 4 years that we cannot go back. And these 4 years we must change in the next 4 years to look at the aspirations and ambitions of the American people.
What about your policies?
And joyous cometh in the morning.
So true. It's all true.
That's literally her entire campaign in a nutshell.
He nailed that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask you, do you want Tampon Tim as your VP? Or do you want this guy?
This is a six-pack under the leadership of Kamala Harris. This is a six-pack under the leadership of Donald J. Trump. Let's make America great
So
again.
great. It's just so great. And on Twitter, of course, the backlash on that, because, you know, Democrats have zero sense of humor. They are absolutely humorless. And they were like, I thought you were trying to make America healthy again. Just shut up. Okay, losers. I can't.
Oh my God, they did not.
They did. I saw that. I was just like, shut up. Just shut up. Okay.
God. All right. You know what we need? Just like yesterday, we need a really inspiring Trump ad.
Yes.
And here is a new one.
Go.
Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedoms. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City courtroom.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American badass. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come. Together, we will make America great again.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I feel sorry for people who don't want this.
I know, right?
I really do.
They just want to kill babies. That's
That's all they care about is killing babies.
That's
you
so
know?
sad.
And they want the destruction of this country. And they want to like pay exorbitant prices for gas and groceries. And they just don't care. They want their own demise at the expense of killing babies. That's all they care about.
It's so
I
sick.
feel sorry for those people, you know?
Yeah. It's just so sick.
Yep.
All right, let's thank some more people. Stemmers Hits says first time viewer.
Yay. Well, welcome to you.
I hope he's still here because that was a while ago. That was that was almost an hour ago, but I hope that person is still here.
Welcome.
Marsha Dotson, thank you very much. Shelley Smith says, why a group of states sue Nevada to turn in their results on time like other states and not hold up the country? I can't even answer about Nevada. I don't get it. Karen Elliott says, pray for Oregon, vote down ranked choice voting. Teresa says, when I was in the U.S. Navy stationed overseas, I had to have my mail-in ballot into my claimed state by the election date. And if it didn't reach there, it was disavowed. Remember the good old days, the before time?
The before times were great. Yes.
Southern Belle says Moldova had election Sunday. Moldovans living in Wyoming voted pro-West. Moldovans living at home voted pro-Russian president. Pro-West president won. Cheney's next war, Moldova. I'm not up to speed on the whole Moldovan thing. Cade Gonzalez Orr says trans for Trump, third time, not the freakazoids. Let's do this. Trans for Trump?
Look at you.
Look at you.
All right.
Curio23 says YouTube has crashed twice watching so far. Shenanigans, you guys. Shenanigans.
Yep.
Juice Elliott says, let's effing go. It's Trump's day to win for all of us. Why Michelle 34 says, both my babies voted Trump for their first vote ever. I'm such a proud mama and praying Jesus guides this country back to his fold.
Yes. Keep praying, y'all.
Victoria Owen says, remember, it's take out the trash day, not recycling day. MAGA. I love that saying.
I love that.
Rachel Ray says, I'm so far behind now because I went in to vote and had to wait in line. Love my small town with paper ballots. Patriots everywhere.
We had paper ballots too in my small town. Love it.
Love it. Andrea Viola says, Peanut is to memorialize big government coming in your house. Yeah, nobody wants this. Big government is Kamala. Just
right. Big government is Democrats. They love the government. They love Big Daddy, Sugar Daddy government.
Yeah.
No more.
John Newbaum says, Kamala reminds me of the old shampoo commercial. And they told two friends, and so on, and so on.
So on, and so on. Yeah.
Bo Mama 8 says, oh my God, with that echo, Kamala sounds like a movie character saying, we are Legion.
Oh my God.
Elizabeth Boyer says, physically fought a guy for my Trump sign. He stole from my yard on Halloween.
You've got to be...
Go me, take my money. What the hell?
Oh my gosh. With neighbors like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I live out in the country. Somebody does that to my sign. They don't want to be doing that out in the country.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Connie Cannell says, just voted in my town of 1,500. So many liberals in line. Get out and vote. We need to take out the trash. Please pray. I'm so stressed. I could just puke. I did all I could do. That's right.
Wait,
you did all you could do.
Where did it say that she lived? Did it say?
She didn't. She didn't say. Just remember, just get yourself some calm mood and breathe deeply.
Watch the old movies. I think watching the old movies today was a really good plan. Do that. Chill out, everybody. If you're not working, it's a good plan.
Wendy says, I had my Trump flag covered by bicycle grease. The best part, they broke through my screen door as the flag was on my front door.
You've got to be kidding me with these lunatics.
Insane. I just can't. Who does that? I mean,
lunatics.
I can't.
That look like Rachel Maddow.
Exactly.
You know?
Marcus Drake says, I'm crying a little watching the Trump ad, LOL. Jordan Fowler says, happy voting day, chicks, and happy first anniversary to me and my sweet Steven.
Happy anniversary.
Peg RS says, Northern Nevada deputy clerk, because of the Nevada legislation, we fight against it. Tammy Foco says, morning mamas, I live in a college town, i.e. overtly liberal. Yesterday, I was driving home and lo and behold, there was a huge crowd on a main corner of downtown waving Trump flags. And much to my surprise, everyone was honking. There are more conservatives than we know. Vote, 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 and let's make Colorado red again.
Yes, we are silent. You know, a lot of us are silent.
I hope so. Autumn Vanata says, shout out to my Aunt Chris. She and my Uncle Tim came to Indiana from North Carolina for a visit. Haven't seen them in years and found out they also watch you. Great minds think alike. I love that.
I love that too. Thank you.
And Karen Marisco says, if the first button is in the wrong hole, the whole shirt is off. Same thing with the First Amendment. Without it, nothing else aligns.
Yes.
Wearing my pro-life shirt, will they know how I'm voting? LOL.
That is so true about the First Amendment. I love that analogy. It's fantastic.
And listen, we really don't, we should not be doom and gloom. We've done what we can do. If you haven't voted yet, get out there and vote. And we're going to close out the show with some fun MyPillow talks. The first one is about Louis Vuitton purses.
Oh,
here it is.
Hi, real quick. I need to speak to Louis Vuitton, the dude that makes these handbags, backpacks, whatever they are. We've got chickens, and when I go down to collect eggs from the chickens, I use the little white plastic bags from Walmart. Go down there to the chicken coop, put the eggs in bags, come back up, ta-da, we're done. Yesterday, we didn't have any bags, like we were out, and I don't know where to get more because I don't know if we had just not got groceries or what. So I went into our room, and my backpack that I used to travel was full of stuff, and I couldn't find any more bags, so I grabbed this freaking Louis Vuitton, Louis, whatever it is, out of my wife's closet. Louis Vuitton. I was like, all right, it's no big deal. I'll just go down there, I'll collect eggs in it, bring it back up here, put the eggs in the fridge, and no one will know the difference. Then on the way back up, one of the eggs busted when I was unloading them, so I got them all out of there except the busted egg and put the backpack under the sink and started washing it out. And my wife walked in, and to say that she had a third-rate come apart is being mild. I was like, what? I'll just wash it out. It's no big deal. Just wash it out, and it's fine. So in between exorcisms, she managed to say, "You're buying me a new one. That one's ruined." I'm like, fine, I'll just freaking buy a new one. No, I won't. No, I will not. I don't know whatever medieval African camel hair that Lewis is making his bags out of, but I'm done. $2,500 for one of these things. My wife is no longer allowed in your store, Lewis.
Lewis? That is hysterical. Oh my God. It's made out of unborn panda skin. Yeah.
So great.
It's so great.
This next one is about first world problems. And I have experienced all of these, so I get it. Like, these are real. These are real problems, you guys. They're real.
The worst first world problems. When you catch your clothes on a door handle on your way out of the room.
It's always when you're in a bad mood.
And it always happens when you're already pissed off about something. When you have to accept cookies on every damn website all the time.
I like real cookies.
When you pull out a wet wipe and a whole clump comes out together.
Every day.
When your sock slides down your heel and under the foot while wearing shoes.
God, I hate that.
When a group of people walk down the sidewalk and all of a sudden they just stop.
Why?
And now you can't get past these filthy animals.
Jerks.
When someone is buying lottery tickets at the gas station and you have to stand and wait like your time is worthless.
Oh my God, do they not know who we are?
When you buy a new t-shirt, but the tag is scratchy.
What am I getting?
Okay.
So true.
It's
It's
true.
just so true. Everybody remember your first world problems today, okay?
Right? I mean,
Just
they're
remember.
real. They're real.
They are real. It's true.
And then
Like the
this
Wi-Fi
last
being slow. I always say that to my daughter when she's like, everything, it's so slow. The Wi-Fi is so slow. And I'm like, seriously? First world problem. You okay? Are you going to make it? Okay.
This last one, I died. So this woman decided to prank her husband by getting to a grocery store parking lot and having him go not to buy her tampons, as we've all done before, but to buy her a Cooch Scoop 3000. Which she assured him would be in the tampon aisle.
Okay. All right.
And you guys,
This is not nice. This is mean. This is
so
really mean.
But it is
so
so,
mean, but
funny. The
also
conversation
awesome.
and the reaction, it's the greatest.
You to get me a Cooch Scoop, and I think it's maybe the 3000. There's like, there's a 3000 and a 4000. I think I need the 3000.
A Cooch Scoop 3000.
Yes. It'll be in the feminine products.
What are you talking about, by the tampons?
Yes.
I have no idea where it's at research. Do I ask somebody?
Yeah, I would just ask somebody.
Oh my God.
Oh, and make sure you get the one that's pH balancing.
Yeah.
pH balancing.
Because the balance of your pH.
Yes.
Naturally. Yeah.
Thank you.
Poor guy. I mean, the poor guy. I would never have done this to him. God bless him. He asked somebody. Oh, he's mad. He's mad.
You're an idiot.
You didn't get me my Cooch Scoop?
Listen, I can tell you, Jason in there for Reese's, looked at me and said, "You're an idiot. There's no pooper scooper, cooch snatch, 370s or some 3000s." He sat there and laughed. He had people come over just so they could laugh at me.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you did that.
So great.
No, it's
so
on
great.
now. It's on now.
Oh my God. I love Dale's response. Dale said, I would come out with a plunger.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic. I love it. Yes. I mean, the fact that he didn't come out with something else, like an alternative, he's not winning at life there. That's what my husband would have been like. Oh, you want a cooch scoop 3000? I'll give you a cooch scoop 3000.
Here's your pH balance.
Right. You want to balance this, Daisy. That's what my husband would have done. That's mean. That mean.
Was the greatest. Mm-hmm. Stephanie Warren, thank you. Stephanie says someone needs to put MAGA on Peanut's hat.
Yes.
Anyway, happy election day, everybody.
It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine, you guys. We're all going to be okay.
And unless there's an EMP, we'll be here at the same time tomorrow.
Right.
Talking about what we know so far. Maybe we'll be celebrating. And maybe we'll be in mourning. We don't know.
And I have a generator. Could we still run even if there's an EMP? I feel like we may still be able to run, right?
I feel like an EMP would prevent the actual internet server stations from also working. So
okay. All right. Well, maybe not. But, you know, hopefully.
If we're not here, you guys will have bigger problems.
Yeah. That's right. It's so true. Everybody pray. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be fine. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bringing it in.
Bringing it in. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.